Okay, so I'll begin by going over the gear setup for the first bit of the attack. So, waking up here, having the initiative, I need to go to the portal, and this is probably not news to anybody, but you need to pass 3 monks, and to pass the 3 monks effectively, I am going to use Misty Step, and it's a resource that I will probably not get back, but that's also okay because I'm going to use the boots that I got from Nier to cast that Misty Step, and I don't want to use those boots after the Misty Step anyway. And this is a bonus action, and that means that I can use my main action to do something else. And that is either going to be replacing these boots with the Minthara boots to avoid the knockbacks, which I need for the fight, or it is or the action that I'm going to use before entering the portal is going to be casting a mirror image as a precast. What I don't know is if I will keep the spells and the buffs that I cast before going into the portal, or if I need to cast those spells on the other side of the portal. That's the first unknown factor. Yes and no, say okay, yes and no. The second that I enter the portal, I watched Salsera's video on this. And the second that I enter the portal, the 2 Githyanki on the first platform are going to be fighting some intellect devourers. And I want to get in on the action while those intellect devourers are still alive. So I don't want to be out of that combat for more than a turn. And that means that probably what I want to do is I want to either use my action. Probably I will use my action to change my boots, and then once I get inside of the portal, I will I'll cast a rank 3 Spirit Guardians, and then jump straight to the platform and start to fight the Githyankis down there. Yeah, but so if you watch Salsera's video, he loses like all of the Illithid Devourers before even entering the fight, and I don't want to do that because I basically want to kind of get a turn of free radiating orbs going. Okay, so what you're saying is if I throw Scratch into the fight, there's an initiative and... Okay, this is exactly the kind of input that I need for this. Alright, so I think I'm ready. I'm just gonna go over the gear setup that I plan on using. I plan on using the Holy Lance Helm for the retribution damage. I think that's going to be my play. I don't have another helmet that will benefit me more currently. I'm using the Cloak of Protection, the Luminous Armor because I want to spread radiant orbs all over the place as quickly as possible. I'll be using the Luminous Gloves to help with the spreading of the orbs, and then I'll be using the Minthara Boots. I'll be using the Blood of Lathander because I need that when I get into the main fight. I'm using the Adamantite Shield to avoid critical strikes. I am using the Darkfire Shortbow because I need that for the main fight. I need the fire resistance for the fire damage monks. I'm wearing the Ring of Protection. I'm using the Callous Glow Ring because the Callous Glow rings are going to add damage, hopefully, I feel, to what I need to do. And then the hard choice is what amulet to wear, where I'm going to use the Amulet of the Harbors because I feel I need to spend the first turn in some kind of safety. So when I jump down into the main fight, I want that shield available to me in case I get attacked to help me out, survive the first round without too many injuries, right? So that's the setup. I have a couple of extra items that I'm kind of thinking about including, and I'll talk about them. Some of them are buffs that I'm going to use before the main fight, and others are buffs that I'm going to potentially use in the fight. And then I had a bit of a thought about the Periapt of Wound Closure, which I haven't used because I'm not drinking potions. However, I realized that since the Githyanki monks are high dexterity and have that skill that allows them to nullify damage from dexterity saving throw abilities, Flame Strike is probably going to be worthless. I included Mass Cure Wounds as a level 5 spell, which could be a surprise. Normally one of the worst spells in the game, but this could be a surprise with the right help. So let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. What was there? Anything else that I forgot? Yes, of course, I need my Cure Wound spell as well. You know what? Screw this. I'm going to go straight with this. Alright, we're ready. So, in order to engage, I click long rest, correct? Somebody needs to talk. Misty Step is available. It's available, and it's available from the boots. And I'm going to change those boots out after I do my first Misty Step, which is very important. So please help me out. Well, yeah. Maybe it's not that important if I can do the scratch summon. And the scratch summon is always messing up because for whatever reason. So you need to throw the ball. Hopefully summoning scratch won't bug out for me.
The absolute should be a thing of the past, and I with it. I can't fathom how such as luck would happen.
Okay. Wish me luck. I know I can't. I can't summon scratch in camp. The problem is, yes, but the problem is that sometimes when I go out of camp, I can't summon scratch. At least in patch 5, that was a problem. I had to kind of move the ball around in a different bag or something. But I can just summon the other companion. I don't need to summon scratch. I can summon the Illithid Devourer, so it does not matter. I can just summon that else. But I'm going to trust you guys in that it will work.
This would have been your fate too. With her to get
Let's go.
You liberate the true souls from their parasites and their religious but
we're under attack. Help me.
Okay, so I don't get the first turn. I've never tried this before.
Fight your way to the portal. I need
That's
your
interesting.
help.
So this might be one of those sanctuary situations, right? I'm losing. So, okay. Okay, let me just, first of all, I'm going to use my dash action. This is an action. Yes, I can also use the sanctuary. I don't know what... Okay, so if I begin by using... Let's first of all see how far can I get with the Misty Step. This is not a very good Misty Step. But if I use the dash ability, I should be able to get to this location and then Misty Step up, right? Let's yes, I'm not Misty Stepping anywhere currently. Alright. So what do you say? Say, okay, if I misty step up here, and I have 9 meters left, that should be okay. That's what my gut feeling says. Alright. But that means I used my action, so now I can't change my boots.
Might as well.
So I need to do that. I need to summon.
Where's our dream guardian?
I'm here. Help me. I'm under attack.
Okay. Okay, so now the battle is frozen. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. That's a lot. So alright. So this should not be that bad, right? I'm still planning on,
I can't hold them back alone.
because my damage is shit, right? So I'm planning to use a level 3 spell slot in this encounter. I don't feel like I need to use mirror images or anything else. I feel that I can move in and with what I have and be relatively safe. That's what I feel.
I need you now.
Yes. Yeah, but the problem is I don't, I can't get my things going. Yeah, that's true. So I can do the Death Ward. I can do, I don't know if I need the freedom of movement. Actually, stun. Yeah, stun. Oh. So I wonder if that is stun druid, if the stun, because we talked about the stun, if that's different from the restraining or the paralyze. So yes, I know. So okay, yeah, I know. So but so what I'm thinking is that the freedom of movement will also prevent the stun. Snap an ally out of any stun, difficult terrain, of any stun, right? This is my. It's different, right? But the spell specifically says that it snaps allies out of stuns. So, I mean, even no matter what, it's an expensive spell slot. But I feel it's warranted. I feel this would be okay to cast. Okay, because if it doesn't do anything for me as a kind of to prevent stuns in the fight, then this will not actually help me. Monks can stun. It's part of their baseline
Please, help
abilities. Alright. So maybe just spend a level 2 spell slot, I guess. Or maybe not. You know? I feel relatively certain about this situation. I don't feel too worried. So probably I just want to go down there and start spreading the love. How far can I jump? Far enough, it seems.
I can't hold them off much longer.
Hopefully stuff is not going on by Orpheus, or I will be very sad. Okay. Then I'm going to... What was the extra radiant damage for? Callous Glow. Why did I get 2 radiant damage hits in? That's interesting. And I can use the short rest resources, which means... Yeah, but what I don't understand is why I get 2 instances of 3d8 damage. Maybe it's bugged. So unless I can kind of push it, how many meters do I push? 4 meters away. So they explode, you say. 8 radiating orbs already. Look at the speed. I got 2 hits in. That was, yeah, I got an extra action for some reason. So I feel that I want to move out if they explode. So let's see what happens here. Well, that was a bad move. I don't know why I wanted to do that. That was stupid. Yes. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It doesn't matter much. I mean, this is... Oh my goodness. Wow. So that's what we're looking at with the fireballs. And that was the High Gishra.
You will be cleansed.
But that, the name... The Ember Gishra. Okay, for sure. Okay.
Can't give up. Not now. On the move.
This is impractical. Oh, it's a okay. So it's a okay. That was a very high damage fireball there. 34 damage, and then I take off half of that. Yeah. I have my Death Ward, right? So it's, I don't think it will pop. Probably I just want to be in melee with her, actually. They all have resistance to psionic damage, right? Is that only the psionic empowerment? Yeah, I know, Druid. I will summon the goddamn... Okay.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Come to the skull. So at this point, I'm assuming that I have time. Otherwise, you know, shit will hit the fan.
I can't hold them back alone.
Stop stressing me out, goddammit.
Wits and blades always sharp.
need you. Now. It's not over. Come to the skull.
Alright. Alright, so these are gone. I'm not using the harbor amulets just because.
Come to the skull.
And I've done this, I've done that. Don't know if I need a light source. I maybe do. Who knows?
What's next? My face protects me.
Oh, Callous Glow, goodbye. Staff of Arcane Blessing, I need to buff that, and I want to buff the jump. So here's the thing. I want to use these two buffs before going in. And then I am considering... No, I don't need to use these. I don't want to use invisibility, do I? Yes. There we go. Short rest done. Thank you very much. Oh, I forgot to use my Shield of Thralls. That was not intentional. That was not intentional. Okay.
Please, help me.
Alright, I'm just gonna pause for my mental, like, I know it doesn't do anything. Okay, so I have a list of spells that I'm going to precast. So this means that I'm going to cast, I'm going to do the Arcane Blessing from the staff, because the Mistral Blessing apparently stays for some reason. I'm going to cast Mirror Image, which, I mean, some of these spells can, if they don't stay on for the entire fight, that's not a problem. Probably the Mirror Images need to be recast anyway, right?
Hold them off much longer.
I want to precast the jump spell from the ring, because I want to see if I can't kind of get a head start into the fight. I want to jump straight into the battle. That's my idea. And then Spirit Guardians, and then I want to cast Blade Ward, but I don't know if it's going to be too much with the Blade Ward as well. I just hope that, you know, they don't focus all of their melee attacks on me turn 1. That is probably my main concern. So when will do you guys know when the fight will trigger?
I can't hold them back alone.
So does it trigger the second that I land down here? Oh, so if I sent down my followers, then the encounter will get frozen, and then I can talk to the Emperor afterwards. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Come to the skull. Help me.
Okay, and the reason why this will work is because, and the reason why this will work is because I sent in my pets into the battle, and like, let's say I sent in Scratch, for example. I send in Scratch, and then Scratch will trigger the encounter, and the encounter will be frozen, and then I will know where the targets are. I can see the targets, I can see them frozen in their position, and then I can move in Shadowheart after talking to the Emperor. Or before the cutscene, is what you're saying. And skip the cutscene. Okay. Okay.
I can't hold them off much longer.
Right. Okay. So, but I can at least jump down here, right? Nothing will happen once I jump down here. So I can jump to this location and then send in my pet. Is that it?
Hurry.
Okay.
I can't hold them back
But
alone.
right now, I just want to be sure that I can get the maximum amount out of my buffs before committing. So, can I go to this location without the whole thing starting, or will the illithid devourers run in the second I jump down? It feels a little bit stressful not knowing exactly when the stuff will start.
I need you now.
Okay. Let me just do... Okay, I'm...
No time for Danny.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
A long way to go still.
The skull. Come to the skull.
Oh, I'm panicking anyway.
We don't help me. They destroy the god to get...
Stay focused.
Well, it is what it is. Let's see what happens. They're all in combat. And I'm in combat. Okie dokie. Alright. What? Okay, let me just keep my cool right now. I think that's maybe that's kind of a bit of a priority. Yeah, they haven't, but they're in the fight. Alright. So I am going to get this up here, I think.
Got to focus.
Yes, obviously MVP weapon, that's for sure. So I'm going to cast the Spirit Guardians. And then, question is, do I summon the MVP weapon right away? And so, okay, so, alright, so now the fight has started a little bit more differently maybe. I think the outcome is more or less what I expected. This is probably what I would have expected. So maybe there's some way you can do it where you can get some extra turns or some kind of positioning and whatnot. But this is kind of what I prepared myself for. So in this situation, I am thinking about the 4 different types, or the 4 different monks currently in the fight. We have the prelate, who is the boss, the high damage prelate, who has Orphic favor, which is what it is, and it's a very strong monk, and I'm going to leave that for last. That's my game plan, right? Because I don't have a lot of single target damage, and she has all kinds of shenanigans. I just have to debuff her using the radiant orbs that I'm going to produce from my guardian spirits. So that's the idea, but I'll get back to that in a moment. Then there is the other monk here, which I think is a copy of the prelate. So I think these are both open hand monks. Then up here we have the Ember, a monk who will throw fireballs and who will throw Ray of Fire. I'm not that afraid of this guy. The worst thing he can do is cast effective fireballs on top of, you know, my things. That's my main worry. And right now, all of the intellect devourers are almost dead, so probably he will cast fireball on top of me and my own minions, summoned minions, which is what I want to avoid if I can. But I don't consider him to be the primary problem. Then over here we have the Zephyr. The Zephyr, I think, is a Shadow Monk. I couldn't gather that from the wiki, but that is my assumption. And the Shadow Monk has the specific attack where he attacks somebody and then they get knocked back. And it doesn't show on his list here, but that is one of his abilities where he can push things away. And this is the exact reason why I have these boots on. Otherwise, probably I would use other boots. So if I can get it the way that I want it, I'm going to debuff the two monks in the middle with my Radiant Orbs, which I'll show in a minute. And then hopefully try to get this guy down. If I can get this guy down and I feel comfortable, I'm going to switch out my shoes to something a little bit more comfortable, and then hopefully that will be able to deal with the other monks. If I'm very lucky, I can group the monks together and I can throw orbs on all of them all of the time. So that's the idea. Whatever the Emperor does is whatever the Emperor does. We don't know. Right now he precast telekinesis, and you know, maybe he'll help, maybe he won't. It's a very difficult kind of thing to really kind of figure out. Okie dokie. So, as a bonus action, I can either summon my spiritual weapon as a level 4 spell, which I know that probably a lot of people are looking forward to. But I also want to consider if it will get fireballed straight off the bat. As my main action, I will need to cast the Spirit Guardians. Now, I can jump very far, so I can actually jump into the middle, which was my plan all along, and stand here with my Spirit Guardians. And this might seem like a very difficult. You get pushed twice from safe position. Say, okay, the bless is a little bit weird. It might not work properly after I cast another concentration spell, but it seems like parts of the spell stays. So what I did was I cast, using the Staff of Arcane Blessing, I cast a spell that grants Mistress Blessing, which gives you 1d4 saving throws and weapon attack rolls. And then it gives an additional bonus to spell attack rolls, which should mean that like I have a very high chance of actually hitting with this spell, which is a consideration, right? Maybe it would be even better to just throw down like very high level versions of the Guiding Bolt to where it deals upwards to 84 damage, but it's not going to be the strat that I'm going to cast. Now I'm going to cast level 4 Spirit Guardians. And see, some of the bless stays, but we don't know exactly what that means. And then I'm going to jump in. Wish me luck. Alright. So, we got 6 Radiant Orbs on the High Gish, and we got 6 Radiant Orbs on the Prelate. And I don't have that extra action. What I preferably would have had here, which is part of the reason, because I panicked and then I forgot what the plan was, right? That's how that goes. The plan was to have everything already precast, and then I would have jumped in, and then I would have cast my Sunbeam in the first turn, because it might blind creatures. So let's see what happens. I feel that I want to... Let's just see, can I optimize in any way? I don't want to push the attacks of opportunity just yet. So normally, being in this position, having the Zephyr Gish in this position, being able to do its ranged push attack towards me, should be able to push me off the edge. So let's look at the turn order. So the Ember Gish gets a turn afterwards. That's a fireball, if anything, and probably it's a fireball on. Probably it's not a fireball. Probably he's going to cast Ray of Fire on me. That's what I'm expecting him to do, and that will suck donkey balls. So if he does that and he breaks my concentration, that's the worst case scenario. Then, you know, the Emperor will get his turn and he'll do whatever, and you know, I have the other creatures will have their turns, and then the Zephyr will have its turn, and then it will blow me straight into the chasm. So for that particular reason, I might need to consider, but I could also lose concentration by taking the attacks of opportunity. I guess this is just the RNG, right? Well, what would make me feel the best? Would it make me feel the best if this guy knocks me out with his spell after I lose concentration because I'm in the wrong position? Or would it make me feel the best staying over here and not getting that hat and then losing concentration from its attacks of opportunity, and then, you know, getting a blast as well, getting knocked over here and taking some extra damage? I think I'm taking the attacks of opportunity.
On my way.
Okay, so yes, I know they went down, and that sucks, but you know, it is what it is. It's not a magic spell. It doesn't like magically make sure that nothing bad will happen. Okay, ending turn. And then he does his Ray of Fire, which, what did he attack with that? Oh, he nukes the Intellect Devourer. That's fine. Okay, and then we've got our boy Us. He's pretty slacking, so I'm moving him in.
Destroy the Honor God.
Yeah, that's fine. And he used a stun, and he stuns one of the Githyankis, which is the Prelate. Look at that. Okay. So probably don't want. I probably don't want to push to push the dog into the fight just yet, because it doesn't have to just serve as Fist of Fire. And that was the. Let's see. Let's just wait for one moment here. Come on, Charm. You can do it. You can do it. No, you can't. See, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Okay. I really feel like I want to understand what that spell was. These spells looks... I mean, I'm so unfamiliar with the monks, it's horrible. It did a special attack. What was the name? It says Zephyr. Fist of Unbroken Air. Push the target back 6 meters and knock it prone. There you go. That's the one. That is the one. I think that is a Shadow Monk skill. I'm not sure because I have no experience with monks. So it deals bludgeoning damage. And it deals prone, save. And I saved. Oh, and I succeeded the saving throw, and it was... Doesn't say what the save was, is it? It's a wisdom save. Or what? It's a strength save. And I need to break a DC 18. I need to... Jesus, I just made it. Okay. But probably it should still... I should still be immune to it. Okay, damage was halved. Yeah, that's a good one. Yes. Yeah. So what we're looking at is does the attack from the monk up there, does it have if I save? Is the save both the knockback and the proning as well as the damage? And it looks like it is, because I don't have any other sources of bludgeoning resistance at the moment. Okay, so now I have my turn back, and I feel it's going pretty well. And I feel what I need to do is try to keep the fight going and see what, you know, what other things can happen. So I cannot seem to get the Gish down here. I could jump up. It was too high. What? Okay, I can't jump, probably because of my strength. My jump spell is... It looks like my jump spell is gone, for whatever reason. Maybe it doesn't work when you have the astral gravity, probably. So I cannot jump up, because then I could try to see if I could do a repulsor to get them down. But that's probably not going to happen. So what I feel like doing is having the Zephyr and the Ember Gish being up here, and then just bombarding me with whatever. You know, let them do what they want to do. If it means that I can, you know, nice and easy get down pacify these two guys, then I'm cool with that. Because I'm not too worried about the fire damage at the moment, and I'm not too worried about this guy at the moment, right? And maybe there's also like the Emperor. There are other things that can happen. So I'm going to summon the MVP, of course, and then you guys can you get to decide if you want the axe, the sword, the halberd, the hammer, the spear, or the trident. And if you can just type 1 through 6 in chat. So 1 is the axe, 2 is the great sword, and 3 is the halberd, and so forth. What MVP weapon would you like to see? It's flavor at this point, Druid. It's flavor at this point. Okay. Bananas wants the hammer. I like them all. I really like them all. But Druid is a trident guy. So now I have 1 on the axe, 1 on the hammer, the maul, and 1 on the trident. What do you think, Meriden? What would you prefer to see? You go with the axe. Alright. But we can harass this guy. Look at that. This is going to be okay. Hello, sir. And then, yeah, then I want to use the sunbeam. And they both saved. Oh well.
Have to keep going.
So now I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to put my... I know they're going to go for my demon, and I so don't want him to die. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I have a gut feeling that somebody's going to try to fireball these guys. Fucking hell. Oh, the flying ghoul still has hit points, so it's still in the game, but it definitely wasn't the way that I wanted it to happen. I don't know if this position makes any sense, but now it's present here. Oh, the Ember Gish. Oh, it went down. That's at least Mind Flare Domination. Okay. So... doesn't... Okay. And so what happened, of course, was that the Zephyr tried to whole person me, which it cannot do because, well, it could actually whole person me because I decided not to wear the ring and not to cast the freedom of movement. So that's like, don't do this at home, right? It's because we discussed how the stun is not a paralyze. But the whole person is, I should be magical in nature, so I need to spend my next action casting freedom of movement. Otherwise, I am going to be dead. Here we go. And then I feel like they kind of owe me... I love that spell. Okay, so let's see if I can get all the way up here, and then, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to harass this guy. That is my main focus. And it did not stun him, but it could have. Wow. So at this point, fighting this guy probably makes little sense. If he kills the Emperor, then fuck it, right? But I maybe I can help the Emperor out. But so I preferably want to sort of say, let this be a one-on-one, and then hop over here to these guys, and then see if I can't make a difference here. Did I just move into melee with them? Did I just do that? I just did that. That is so stupid. That is so stupid. For the love of God.
Must regain control over the Githyanki.
Yes, I know that happens, right? But I'm assuming like the Emperor has a little bit up his sleeve. And he actually did that. He's levitating a little bit, and he's... I don't like the fact that he has his back to the... Right. So at this stage I find the battle to be pretty straightforward. I can be really unlucky, I can be really lucky. It looks like my ghoul is just going to die, which is okay, I guess. And now I'm actually using charm on them, which I probably shouldn't. Because then they're just gonna turn around and attack. That was a bad move, because I want them to be hitting me. Because of... yeah. So that was a bad move. Don't use charm on them. Remove charm. There we go. Okay. So the Gish is relatively low here. The Zephyr up here is occupied for probably another turn. And the guy over here is doing whatever, I feel. So let's just focus on these two guys. So at this point, I'm thinking, look at the odds. Look at the odds here. I'm going to go for a level 5 Guiding Bolt. Bam. Okay. Right. And then maybe I want to use my bonus action to cast Heal on us, maybe. You know, any turn that I feel that any turn I can buy. So how does that work? So whenever you are healed, right? So the Periapt of Wound Closure only works on self-heals. Okie dokie. This is something I wasn't aware of, right? Let's see. Come on, Paralyze! Look at that. Look at the beauty of that. Look, I mean, just look at that for 1 second. 2 turns of Paralyze. Was that a 5%? Oh yeah, two hit points, yeah. Look at that Paralyze. So at this point, what I feel most worried about is whether or not the Emperor gets himself killed. Which feels like a very real chance. I'm gonna go for the intellect drain here again. It doesn't work. Yes.
Subdue the Githyanki. Quickly.
Emperor, just do something useful for fuck's sake. And fly somewhere else? Okay, a healing potion, that's fine. So I can attack this guy without him losing his Paralyze, I guess. And it's a critical hit. What do you know? So, question is, do I just spend my spell slots currently? Probably I want to just kill this guy, right? This feels like this makes a lot of sense. And then I'm actually thinking that I want to survival instinct my... Can I cast my animate dead in combat? I can, but I cannot cast a new flying ghoul. Oh, I just want my flying ghoul to survive. You know what I mean? Where did that other guy go? The one the Emperor was fighting? Oh, it's because he's charmed currently. I feel the value of the survival instincts on my ghoul currently is the way to go. Although I do not know... Yes, Druid, but let's keep it simple. So I think that I don't know if the healing will actually work on this guy, but then it will be for science. Right? We don't know if the healing that the survival instincts give, we don't know if that will actually work on the undead. So we'll have to see. Just wait up here. It makes me very uneasy that the Emperor is fighting somebody somewhere in a corner.
Hurry! The dark must fall.
The MVP cannot actually... Oh, it can. Just needs to make a pit stop. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so yeah, I also feel kind of comfortable at the moment with this this fight. So maybe just, you know, start shooting him, I guess, with my arrows. You're thinking about the critical strike? It looks like it just didn't work. Let me just quickly check if I messed something up in the reactions section. It says Lock of the Far Realm is on as a reaction. So the only reason I can think of why it wouldn't work is because I already used my reaction to cast the Call of the Week. Just do something, Emperor. Just do an attack, please. Already. I think the reason why my Lock of the Far Realm won't trigger is because I use my reaction to cast the what is it called? Probably if I get another turn and I actually hit with my ranged attack, I think I'm going to get the prompt for the critical strike now. If I get a turn. Which... Chain Lightning! Good call, Emperor. Good call. It revived from the survival instinct. Okay, good to know. Yeah.
Thank you. That was too close. Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer. Yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute. You may call me the Emperor. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of... For years, I served the Elder Brain.
I'm going to
Though
skip through this dialogue.
myself on criminal.
I'm not a big fan of Baldur.
To meet Duke Stelmane. People refer my needs. He told the name was intended as a slight. To remind me of the heights from which I fell. Indeed. I shall look forward to share rather than the potential future. We fought his power. It is this when Orpheus, Blackith, bound, they were. I am alone. Or no. God has sent how God the moment and found. I realized while my body was within the all I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. Most if the Githyanki ever find out what she has that you carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is as an Illithid, I have far surpassed. I am pleased. Would you like to do it? You can now.
Surprisingly, I want to do it, yes.
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone.
So do I eat it or do I open my mind? I guess you do. You choose number 3, right? You open the mind, isn't that the choice? Was it? It's like eat it, like okay. What?
Are the tadpoles you feel dip?
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves.
This guy is just—he's the worst kind of. He's like pushing drugs. He's the kind of guy who would push drugs on kids at a school.
The brain has
I'm
gone
sure.
to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
Right. Okay. Okay, so what did we learn from this? We learned that radiant orbs completely wreck the Githyankis, right? Because the ability to debuff the prelate and her buddy completely destroyed that encounter. Even if I hadn't had all of these followers doing all kinds of extra good shit for me, I would still feel like I would be in a relative good spot in the middle of the arena. So even if he had been fireballing me or shooting his ray of fire and the other one had done his own thing, I would still feel that I would be in a position where I would feel relatively safe. I almost have full hit points. I have a lot of my spell slots still left. I have different kind of things that I can throw on to do other kinds of things. I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Only thing I couldn't do if the 2 monks had been on the platforms would be to go to them, and I guess that's where the magic weapon comes into play, and in my situation I could also resummon some of the creatures on the platform and maybe harass them a little bit. But you know, it's a kind of situation where I could also just outrange them and force them to come down. So there are different options to deal with that as well. But I feel that the combination of the Guardian Spirits in tandem with the Luminous Gloves and the Luminous Armor, even though this item is horribly bad otherwise, right? These two items in tandem are extremely strong for this combination, I feel. And I guess that's all there really is to say, right? Resistance from fire, critical immunity, reeling from the shield, and then the radiating orbs, I guess. But yeah, a couple of other items that I could have thrown in to do stuff, but
Stone is
not necessary. So yes, GG. And then it's Act 3. I need to decide